So let's begin with some bagpipes. That's a great way to welcome a graduating class.
Please rise for the presentation of colors. Pose. Colors. Right. Face. Present. Arms. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Left. Face. Take seats.
Welcome to all. I'm Lance Danny Brown, the Director of the Intensive Basic Police Academy, who's had the honor and privilege of working with this fine group here, heading toward today, a day of acknowledgement and celebration. So let's begin this day of celebration with giving them a big I am very proud of each and every one of them that have earned a seat on this stage. We talk about that from day one. They worked very hard to get here. They've attended over 800 hours of instruction over 20 weeks. It has just been a grind every single day. We have 22 of them up here, if you haven't counted. 13 are working for 6 different agencies, 9 self-sponsored. 2 of them have been hired during the course of the academy, and the rest of them are deep into the hiring processes and look forward to get in an agency uniform, and they'll do great. So, before I hand the gauntlet, I'd like to acknowledge some of the people that have contributed to their success, because believe me, I am not the one claiming credit for all of this. We couldn't do it with without our RTO team. In your brochures, they're listed. With us today is Deputy Heilman with the Marin Sheriff. We have Shane Ford with the Tiburon Police Department. Anthony Sabas with Roanoke Park Department of Public Safety. David Hardston with the Mendocino County Sheriff. And we have Matt with the Mendocino County Sheriff. Anthony Carlson, great. And then shy and bashful, we have a sergeant who I asked to come up here, but sometimes you put on the stripes, do what they want. So, Sergeant Ross back there with the Sonoma Sheriff.
I'm on duty.
With that, I'll do my best to live the motto. There's no such thing as a bad short speech. So let me hand the gauntlet to the Dr. Mary Kay Rudolph, who's our Senior Vice President, Assistant Superintendent of Academic Affairs, representing Santa Rosa Junior College, with a few words for the audience.
I want to be among the first to congratulate you to do that on behalf of our President, Dr. Frank Chong, our Board of Trustees, and all of the faculty and staff who have helped make this success for you. I want to tell you how proud we are to have you here. Ma'am, I remember the first time I got ma'am. The audience know what I'm talking about. So I have a special place in my heart for these law enforcement graduates. I actually spent 7 years with Sacramento County Probation Department, and then after that, my first job at a community college was in Sacramento, working at the Public Safety Training Center, organizing trainings for our graduates in corrections and law enforcement. So I know how hard you work. I remember when the Law Enforcement Academy went from 600 to 620 hours, so that tells you how long ago I was ma'am. And I just want to say how much I appreciate what you do. I know how hard this training is. I watched that curve. And I know in these times it's easy to be more difficult. And for the families, I know the sacrifices you've made for their education and that you will continue to make for them, because their job will be all consuming in many ways. You won't know when they're going to be home. They're not going to be able to talk about certain things, or they will bottle things up. Don't do that. I'm a psychologist. Don't do that. But I just want to say on behalf of the community, I know how much it means to you. This is a career that is not chosen lightly. This is a lifetime career. This is something deep in your gut, in your psyche, that you want to help people. And I thank you right now for laying your lives on the line every day a lot of times not getting the thank you, but know it's there. And we appreciate everything you're going to do, and I'm just delighted to be here and share this honor today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Kay. I'd like to now invite up Chief Jones from the Stockton Police Department. We've had the honor of training a multitude of their new officers, and he's agreed to address the class and the audience with some words. Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. To the Academy graduates, congratulations. And to the audience, thank you for being here. To everyone here, I want us for a moment to consider the day of a police officer. We see that officer out on a traffic stop, in the rain, directing traffic, a mere silhouette against the flashing lights, or an officer at the coffee shop where nods and smiles are exchanged. We think of them as tough police officers, and they are. But they're human. They wear a ballistic vest because they're not bulletproof. They bleed, sweat, and cry just like everyone else. But what's in their head? What is on their minds? I'd like to give a glimpse, just a small glimpse, to the rest of us. And this doesn't even account for whatever they might have going on otherwise. You see that officer that you see? He had 6 months of academy learning and training where he learned law, penal code procedures, tactics, and it is all logged in his brain. But then the application of the training, he continues to learn over time. And that officer who has been out of the academy for a bit, she in the past year on the job has had a variety of other training that we have filled her head with. Mental health illness and response, procedural justice and implicit bias training based off of the best research available, de-escalation of force, and countless other hours of advanced training and teachings. So she's had initial training and regular training on a continual basis. But let's just go now to that recent briefing they had in a roll call right before their shift. That officer heard about APBs, all points bulletins, and BOLOs, be on the lookout, for a vehicle used in a recent violent takeover robbery. He heard about some subjects wanted for multiple drive-by shootings. He was told about and given a description of a serial burglar. And he was provided yet another warning to be vigilant because of gunfire assaults on officers. This information and all of these descriptions are also put into that officer's mind. And now, just moments before seeing that officer, she has received even more information over radio broadcasts. For example, a man wanted in the neighborhood jurisdiction who is armed and dangerous and is believed to be headed toward their city. Now, there's that officer full of all of that information to look for and apprehend these dangerous criminals. That he must also be able to be approachable to the public. He must be outreaching to the community at every moment. He has to continue to build that trust with community members. We can all agree that this is a tremendously challenging job. But these men and women are up for it. They embrace the challenge. They must have a level of emotional intelligence that is unmatched. They must be vigilant, yet approachable, watchful, yet compassionate. This is all why this is one of the most challenging occupations in current times. And yet this is also why this is the greatest occupation on earth. How honorable is it to be able to say, I do that. I am a community guardian and a protector. I know the challenge, and I stand tall to face it. Because if not me, or these others here, then who? What differentiates the strong-spirited from the weak-spirited? Permanence, perseverance, and persistence, in spite of obstacles and discouragement. That's very similar to what Thomas Carlyle once said. See, because some groups and individuals out there would subvert or sabotage all of our good efforts. And because of that, some, probably most, will get weary and tired. But we cannot.
We cannot be so fragile as a flickering flame as to where the slightest wind of change will blow it out. No, we must be strong, able to withstand the winds. So our police officers must have resilience and strength, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and honor to keep it a noble profession. We must have resilience so that with all of these challenges, we will always put the community first. The community's needs come first. The community's safety comes before our own. No matter what, we must always remember that. We make up the thin blue line. Why is it thin? Because few heed the calling. The blue line is that line of law enforcement officers that stand between order and chaos. More descriptively, the thin blue line are those who enter the ravine between order and chaos. The ravine is often deep and dark with many unknown dangers, but we go anyway. We know we may have to give our life while in the ravine, but we still go. And in that ravine, we hold our shields. These shields are to block evil when it wields its battle axe. These shields are what the peacemakers carry to protect those who need protecting. These shields are heavy. We wear these shields on one side, keeping our dominant hand free. With that dominant hand, we reach out to lift up those less fortunate, to pick up those needing help, to give to those who need it. And yes, sometimes with that same hand, we must bear arms, but hopefully less often than to use it to help and guide others as protectors, as guardians, and as peacemakers. That shield we wear while on the blue line is represented on our uniforms. It is metal, and it is on one side of our chest. It is a badge in the shape of a shield, similar to how the chivalrous knights wielded them. It represents the protective nature we have for our community to respect and protect the constitutional rights and freedoms of everyone. Academy class, never forget the honor that our badges represent. As retired Chief George Safford once said, respect the badge and others will respect it too. Again, congratulations. Thank you for having me here today.
I'd like to now introduce our class president, Hamilton. Come on up here, and we have some things we'd like to say. I'd like to take note that the class president is a position of great honor, that the class picks Mr. Hamilton here to represent them, and he's done a fine job the last 3 or 4 weeks. Keep an eye on me, because between the two of us, if I'm dropping some balls or some loose ends, he's quick to text me in the evening and say, oh, by the way, sir, anyway, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning. It's an honor and privilege to be speaking to you all today, speaking on behalf of my fellow BPA 194 recruits. I'd like to thank Director Brown, the RTOs, the instructors for dedicating themselves to preparing us over the past 20 weeks for this career that lay before us. These officers and deputies are the epitome of fine law enforcement. I also want to thank all the friends and family and agencies that have come here to show their support for this huge milestone today. The RTOs and instructors, the confidence we've gained over the last 20 weeks would not have been possible without the dedication of recruit training officers and instructors each and every day. We cannot thank you enough for so many hours of training and dedication. If I gain half as much knowledge as each of you possess, I'll have a full and successful career. Your dedication to teaching us, coupled with Director Brown's impeccable attention to detail, has formulated a well-oiled law enforcement machine, setting up recruits for success and ensuring the safety of our communities. Thank you for all you've done, and I'm proud to say that I can share the same career path as you know you. The class, from day one to this morning, I've watched these men and women grow from nervous strangers to confident, eager crime fighters. I've watch each person devote themselves not only to their own success, but to the success of one another. We have created a bond. The type of bond is built on hard work and extreme focus to the end goal. The kind of bond is intertwined with a passion for helping people. I have the utmost respect for every individual that chooses the path that has chosen, the path that has come under scrutiny and weight. The same path that does not have the same amount of trust and respect as it once did. The same path can be the target for violence. These 21 recruits look at those facts and say, it doesn't bother me. Take those first steps down the path. Even before the academy has started, they have already committed themselves to the protection of our communities. This is the day to shine. Do not tarnish what you have accomplished by losing sight of who you are and who you are in this uniform. What you have chosen to do is a mission, a calling, no less, as guardians of the public. Do not take the task inherent as noble and distinguished undertaking lightly. Now I'd like to quote from a book that I read by Lieutenant Colonel Dave Grossman in the U.S. Army. Most of the people in society are sheep. They are kind, gentle, productive creatures who can only hurt one another by accident. What this means is the vast majority of Americans are not inclined to hurt one another. Then there are the wolves. The wolves feed on the sheep without mercy. There are evil men in this world, and they are capable of evil deeds. The moment you forget that and pretend it's not so, you become a sheep. Then there are sheepdogs, who live to protect the flock and confront the wolf. If you have no capacity for violence, and you are a healthy, productive citizen, then you are a sheep. If you have capacity for violence and no empathy for fellow citizens, and you have defined an aggressive sociopath, then you are a wolf. But what if you have that capacity for violence and a deep love for citizens? Then what do you have then? You have a sheepdog, a warrior, someone who is walking the hero's path, someone who can walk into the heart of darkness, into the universal human phobia, and walk out unscathed. I am proud to share this stage with 21 new, eager, fresh sheepdogs ready to go out to the your class coaches, and more importantly, your friend. Thank you for a great 20 weeks. Before I take my seat, I'd like to talk a little about the instruction you've been so lucky to have these past 20 weeks. The amount of knowledge and experience these men and women possess is the main reason why the Academy has such a high success rate. It is why, for these new officers and deputies, we are prepared for FTO and whatever this career has in store for us. We as a class sat down and wrote a list of about 15 to 18 instructors that we have throughout the Academy. We discussed the pros and the very few cons, and what impression each instructor left on us. Now, it's without a doubt that none of these individuals up here are teaching because of the paycheck or because crime fighting didn't work out for them. They're here because they have a very successful career and they are passionate about passing it on. They're here because they care about us and the preservation of the law. As difficult as this was, it's a tradition for every class to choose one instructor that we think had the most impact on us. An instructor that showed how much he cared with every minute of every day. The person I'm speaking of has more experience in law enforcement than I can hope for in 100 years. He was a student cadet from 1984 to 1988. He was a graduate of the 78 Basic Police Academy. We're the 194, so do the math on that. He also served as an RTO for the 109th and 112th Basic Police Academy. He's worked here for 33 years, beginning as a role player in '85, then serving as an evaluator, and for the past 23 years as an instructor. He's been with Sebastopol PD for 28 years. Please join me in a round of applause for Sebastopol Chief of Police, Jeff Weaver. One more thing before I sit down. On behalf of PPA 194, we present the Academy with this plaque. It has all of us on it, all of our names, all the graduating class. We're find some room in here and put on the ceiling. But, this is our gift to the Academy.
Was that nice? One of the things that we do here from day one is do everything that we can working with our self-sponsored students to support them in getting jobs. I've already mentioned that 2 of them have been hired. And I want to thank, the words that normally come out of my mouth is recruit Officer Hamilton, but I'm putting in a little plug for him, by the way. He really would like to be recruit Deputy Hamilton because he's in the process for Sonoma County Sheriff. So if there's anybody in the audience for Sonoma County Sheriff, I'd like to see you. I figured that's part of my job is to support the getting jobs. So I know there's some movers and shakers back there. So put in the plug for that. What we're going to do next is the piece that keep hypothetically dangling in front of them. You get to earn a spot up on the stage, and we hand you a piece of paper and wish you well. So we're about at that spot. This is a very interactive. It's like people like to take pictures, so we slow it down a little bit. I get my RTOs up here because they requested that. They want to shake the hand of their primary trainers. And then we turn them over to the agencies, and then the agencies can do the swearing in like that after this. So I'd like to invite the RTOs up in their usual position up here, and then grab the certificates. To the audience, we call them up. We make it easy on you in the same order that they're on the program, by agency and person. Okay. You get to come up and hang out front and center to take your pictures. You don't have to take them from all the way back there. Slow it down to your liking. Get as many pictures as you like, because, well, you should have pictures of them graduating. So here we go with the certification. Sir.
Class attention. Left face.
If I end up going too fast, somebody just slow me down. I'll try to keep a slow pace here. So first up is Marin County Sheriff's deputies. I call Deputy Ross.
Woo!
This is one who came in as a self-sponsored, got hired by the sheriff, so congratulations. Deputy Rabinovich. Mendocino County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Berman. From the Roanoke Park Department of Public Safety, Officer Brown. Officer Ash. Officer Rosso. From the Sonoma County Sheriff's Office, Deputy Higginbottom. Deputy LeBeau. Deputy Steele. Stockton Police Department, Officer DeGroot. Officer Gihon.
For what? Right. Face. Okay, seats.
Continuing with the Stockton Police Department, Officer Tran. Now our self-sponsored graduates, Recruit Officer Hamadi. Recruit Officer, hopes to be Recruit Deputy soon, Hamilton. Recruit Officer Hawk. Recruit Officer Hyde. Recruit Officer Keel. Recruit Officer Menini. Recruit Officer Pike. And what do we have here? Well, up until about 2 days ago, he was recruit officer till Clear Lake PD swarm in, but we already had it printed up, so we just left them there. So, representing the Clear Lake Police Department, very new officer, Reynolds. Recruit Officer Bella Lunga. And Recruit Officer Walker.
Row two. Right. Face. Okay, seats.
Yep. A lot of pride going on in this room. So let's have some fun. I mean, this is the part here where there's a little bit of a mystery. We have some special awards that the Academy usually gives out, and for achieving certain things. For most of these, they have no idea who it is. They may have a suspicion. The first category is academic excellence based on the post-testing. And I'll always call the second one to show you just how close some of these are. In second position is Recruit Bella Lunga, so good job on you. Number one. He was a mere percentage point behind our number one academic achiever, Deputy Steele from the Sonoma Sheriff. Firearms. Number two, Recruit Walker at 99.4. Number one in firearms, Deputy LeBeau. probably looks in pretty good shape to me. This has been a class that has really taken this seriously as part of their what kind of dog is it? Sheepdog? Their sheepdog training. They are in good shape. We have probably class-wise proportionally the highest number of what we call the 600 Club. Based on the post work sample test battery, if you get 600 points, you're something special. So I'm gonna name these instead of bringing them up. I already given them the certificates, and just pop up briefly and sit down so they can just see what awesome shit you're doing. So we have recruit Hamadi, who topped the list. Deputy Higginbottom, who's like 1 point behind him, he got Deputy Berman, 613. Robert Pike. Bruce Manini. Deputy LeBeau. Officer Tran. Deputy Ross. And Recruit Hawks. And let me bring Hamadi back up because you topped the list. We're going to give you something special here. All right, this job, we don't like it to go there. Goes hands-on every now and then. We put a lot of effort into our rest control techniques so that hopefully we don't control people with hands and other tools. So they work really hard in that category. Based on 3 different tests, midterm, there's the state resistance scores, and the final test. Deputy Steele, why don't you come up here? You got 99%. He gets a handshake because he's number 2, so go say Well, this is, and we have a lot of, I teach them about like command presidents like that. I said, no matter what happens, no matter if we go off script, that's the new script, and we just own it. So, that was one of those, you know. So, probably thanks for making the trip, Steele. The one I really want up here is for the perfect 100% is Deputy Ross. Now we start heading down to the last 2 of my favorites. In the academy, the first half, we're stuck in the toolbox with a lot of knowledge, but we've got to retain that knowledge and we've got to apply it. We call that applied knowledge. Flush that out in scenario testing. We have 17 scenario tests, 14 are post 13 that we throw in there. Let's see how you can put this to work. So, in our scenario testing, the number 2 position, which you do not come up here, with a 99%, but is a teammate on the same department, Deputy LeBeau, with a 99.47, so you got him by 0.47%, so you can come on up here. And the last category of ours is overall. Anything and everything that we can figure out, put a point to, and put into a spreadsheet, and run them all out, and we get to the end of the academy, boils down to this. Hands-on, on your feet, head thinking, driving, you name it, it adds up to this. So, Higginbottom, I hate to do this to you again, but stay seated. Accomplishment. At 95.84, number one position with only 0.15% overall with everything that we could do. Steele, you can go back up here.